Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Study Aid. This is Shivani Patil here and today we will see Class 8 NCERT Maths Chapter 13 Direct and Inverse Proportions. Today we will see the introduction of this lesson. Before moving towards the lesson, let's see some of the examples in our day-to-day life. So first one is, if the number of articles purchased increases, then the total cost also increases. Number 2, more the money deposited in a bank, more is the interest earned. Number 3, as the speed of vehicle increases, the time taken to cover the distance decreases. Number 4, for a given job, more the number of workers, less time will be taken to complete the job. So, from all of these 4 examples, we find that changing one quantity leads to changing the another quantity. So how? See here, as the number of articles purchased is increasing, total cost is also increasing. As the more money is deposited, more is the interest earned. Number 3, as the speed of vehicle is increasing, the time taken to cover distance is decreasing. Number 4, as the more number of workers are there, then the time taken is less to complete the job. So now we will move to the next topic. Direct proportion. To understand the concept of direct proportion, we will study one of the examples. Here the number of pencils is given and its total cost is given. Number of pencil is 2 and the cost is 4 rupees. Number of pencil is 4, cost is 8 rupees and so on. So here we find that as the number of pencil is increasing, the cost is also increasing. So when one quantity is increasing and the other is also increasing, so we call it as direct proportion. So now we will assume number of pencil as x and total cost is y. So x upon y is going to be always k and this k is going to be the constant. It's not going to change. Now here x is 2 upon 4 which is equal to 1 upon 2. Next one 4 upon 8. It's also going to be 1 upon 2. Now 6 upon 12. It's also going to be 1 upon 2 and so on. So we see that x upon y is equal to k and this k is always constant. Now we will see the next one. Now here as these two quantities are in direct proportion, we can say that x1 upon y1 is equal to x2 upon y2. Here x1 can be 2 and y1 can be 4 which is equal to x2 can be 4 and y2 can be 8. So these two quantities are in direct proportion. Now if we have asked the questions that if the number of pencil is 10, then how much is the cost? So we know that these number of pencil and the total cost, these both are in direct proportion. So what we will do, we will write first x1 y1, we know. So x1 we can take as 2 and this y1 as 4 which is equal to, this x2 can be taken as 10 and y2 though we have to find out. So first we will do the cross multiplication. Cross multiplication is 2 into this y2 is equal to 10 into 4. y2 is equal to 10 fours of 40 upon 2 and y2 is equal to 20 rupees. So this is how we find the value of this. So this is what about the direct proportion. Hope you understand the video. Now we will go to the next example. In this example, it is given that Rohini bought 12 registers for rupees 156. Find the cost of 7 registers. We know that as the number of registers will increase, the cost will also increase. And if the register is going to be decreased, the cost is also going to decrease. So this question is in the form of direct proportion. So what we will do first, we will write it down. Registers and the cost. Now this register is 12 registers and here the cost is 156. And now we need to find the cost of 7 registers. So we can take registers as X and this as Y. So this 12 can be taken as X1, this as X2, this is Y1 and this unknown value as Y2. As we have seen that X1 upon Y1 is equal to X2 upon Y2. So here X1 is 12, Y1 is 156, which is equal to 7 upon Y2. 12 into Y2. So here we are doing the cross multiplication, okay. So 12 into Y2 is equal to 7 into 156. Now we will take Y2 is equal to 7 into 156 upon 12, which is 12 ones are 12, 12 ones are 12, 12 threes are 36, and Y2 is equal to 91. So the cost of 7 registers is going to be rupees 91 finally. So this is how we can find the answer. Now let's solve the next example. In this question it is given that a train is moving at a uniform speed of 100 km per hour. How far will it travel in 20 minutes? So in solution we will write distance travelled is 100 kilometers and time taken 60 minutes. Now how far will it travel in 20 minutes? So we have given here time is 20 minutes and this we need to find out. So we can take distance travel as X and this is Y. So this is X1, X2, Y1 and this is Y2. So as we know that X1 upon Y1 is equal to X2 upon Y2. So X1 is 100 upon Y1 is 60, which is equal to X2 is unknown and the Y2 is 20. So we'll multiply X2 into 60 equal to 20 into 100. X2 is equal to 20 into 100 is equal to 2000 upon 60. X2 is equal to 100 upon 3. This 100 upon 3 can also be written as 33 1 upon 3 kilometers. So the train is going to travel 33 1 upon 3 kilometers in 20 minutes. Okay, thank you. And in the next video, we will see the exercise. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.